On today's segment of Two Guys Talking Sports, we cover a big weekend for both South Carolina and Clemson in baseball. Huge victory, series victory for the Gamecocks, and also a big victory for Louisville, and a little bit of drama in that game.
Clemson over Louisville.
Yep. So get in here, get our thoughts on this as college baseball is kind of wrapping up here.
Yeah, and if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it.
Yep. And then lastly, South Carolina and Clemson baseball this weekend. Big victory, series victory for South Carolina over number 4 Kentucky.
Should have swept them.
Should have.
My thing with South Carolina baseball is just our pitching. You know, when you have a starter who can't even go 4 innings.
Yeah.
And I know we've got a new big time pitching coach. But that's concerning.
Yeah, it's definitely going to hurt if you can't get more consistent and more innings out of them when you get to postseason play, because there's just so many games back to back that are high level, high intensity games. You can't have starters going 4 innings.
And I was talking with a buddy of mine over the weekend. Like for South Carolina baseball, it's very rare when we have like a complete game.
Right.
It's either the offense shows up and the pitching doesn't, or the pitcher shows up and the offense doesn't.
Right.
And
the Sunday game, it was both.
Yeah. And honestly, like there's just fans we have, and I was talking with him over about it. It's just like people hate Kingston so much. It's almost like they want the team to fail.
Right.
And I can't, those are the worst type of fans.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Kingston
either,
but I want the team
win.
to succeed. Yeah. It's just, I think that I want them to succeed, but when they don't, that's when you got to make it. But let's not pull for them to fail.
Yeah, but it's like
I'd rather him look.
But if we're making the super regional every other year, in my opinion, you're never going to be able to replicate what Ray Tanner did. The drop off we had after him when we hired Holbrook, and the way these other teams have gotten better. I don't know, like. I feel like making it to the Sweet 16 in terms of baseball isn't a failure.
I mean, when you get the recruits, though, that you get, and you're consistently getting top players, and you're getting top transfers, and then you just never get over that hump. But it's the same thing that we've said about Clemson baseball every year. Like, they put Omaha on the back of their hats, and then they don't get there.
I don't think they do that anymore.
But that's what, eventually, you got to demand greatness. You can't just say subpar or close enough is good enough. Eventually, you have to say, look, you just consistently shown us you can't get over that hump. You can't get it done.
So if we're talking that, do you think you would fire Shane Beamer if we finish second in the SEC East every year in football?
No, because we've never made it to the national championship. We've never made it to these levels.
But it's the same. It's the same idea. It's the same idea. But it's the same idea.
You set the standard, and the guy that's making the hire, he set that standard.
But that was over a decade ago.
But he set the standard. But here's the thing. That's the standard now for Dabo Swinney. If he's not making it to the national championship for a decade, Clemson fans are going to start calling for his head.
So you're fine with lowering the expectations with the football team.
I'm not lowering them. No, I've already said if Beamer doesn't get us to a certain point, he's got to go too.
But my original question was, if we started finishing second every year in the SEC East, would you be happy with that?
If you're finishing second in the SEC East, you're getting close to the playoffs of what it'll be this year with 16 teams in the playoffs.
But would you be happy with that?
If you're making the playoffs in football, yeah.
Okay.
But there's 64 teams in baseball.
But say we finish in the Sweet 16 of baseball, that's a failure.
Yes.
Okay. As long as we're on the same page, that's fine.
Because of the standard of where we've set it.
I got you.
And how much harder it is to be a school like South Carolina in football, and to reach that level versus what they are in baseball, which they're considered a blue blood. They're considered one of the top teams. When you think about baseball, college baseball, you think Texas, you think South Carolina, you think Florida.
Yeah.
So it's expected that we get there, but it's not expected nationally for there's a difference. There is a difference.
I got you.
But a big weekend, too, for Clemson. South Carolina jumps up to 18 in the polls that just came out.
Good, yeah.
Big weekend for Clemson. I saw one clip. I don't know if you saw that Louisville player when he hit the home run when they were losing.
Louisville was losing?
Yes.
What did he do?
And he hits this home run and literally makes hand motions at every single Clemson player that he comes by. They're losing the game.
That's so
okay.
You have every right to get beamed your next at bat.
Right. That's exactly.
That's stupid.
Right.
I don't even. There's not a bone in my body that pulls for Clemson at all.
No.
But like in that situation, run up the score.
Right, exactly.
Like that's stupid.
And
like,
they did.
There's
on
not
Sunday,
there's nothing wrong with celebrating.
Yeah.
Like even if you're down and you hit a home run, you don't taunt the team, the opposing team when you're losing.
It was. I had to find the clip and send it to you, but it was.
Very
it was very bad. Like it would have even been bad. Like even if Louisville was winning like 15-0, it was like, all right, dude, this is way over the top.
I'm surprised did he not get ejected?
No,
because I mean, kids get ejected for a lot less in college baseball.
But Clemson does take the series. They move up to number 4. So, moving right along to try and finish the season and be a top seed.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 weeks left in the regular season of college baseball. So before they get into tournament play. So I think both teams are kind of playing. South Carolina's picking it up a little bit from where they were kind of stuttering.
We're just not consistent.
Right. Yeah.
We'll do it. Like, I mean, we've it's no easy way to say it. We play a pretty daunting schedule.
Yeah.
Arkansas, Kentucky, in back-to-back weeks. Those are 2 top 5 teams in the country.
Should have won the Arkansas series as well.
We should have. But again,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's there. You see the potential.
Yeah. We just can't do it consistently.
Right. That's coaching.
It's also on the players.
It is.
I'm sorry. Like, you can coach as much as you want, but you can't make somebody hit the ball.
Right.
You can't make somebody field the ball. Like, there's only so much coaching
take them out
can
when
do.
they ain't doing it, though.
Well, another thing with Kingston is like he's shaking up the lineup.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like
he always does that at
the end of the season.
Right. But hey, look, they're playing good right now. They should have won the Arkansas series. They've won the Kentucky series.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who they have this coming up weekend, but you got 3 more series before going into tournament play.
Yeah.
They are still in the top end of the SEC. You know, in terms of
still could potentially host a regional.
Right. So,
but we never do good if people get PO'd about the ACC tournament. We never do good in that tournament. Even under Ray Tanner, we never did good in that tournament.
No, we don't.
So don't get your hopes down if we don't.
I'm not really
we have an
worried
early
about
exit.
The only reason that for people to get upset about the SEC tournament is like when you got into situations where they were like, "Hey, South Carolina needs to win 2 or 3 games to make a regional."
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be in that situation.
No, we're making a regional.
Yeah, we're not going to be in that situation. So yeah, don't look for too much in that tournament. So.